So in this next section, we're going to be going into the thyroid and mental health, which I am really passionate about speaking about. And I think that it's really relevant to a majority of people that either experience that or they know someone who has. So the first question I wanted to ask was, we're so used to seeing physical health as being separate to mental health. And when you see the ads and everything on TV, mental health is about, usually they're speaking about it in the way of what's happened in your life, and they're not really relating it back to the physical body. I know that I've had what I class it as hormonal depression. The only times I've been depressed is when my hormones have been out. So what kind of correlation do you see there being between the thyroid and mental health? And, going from emotions, but also so much as what actual thoughts are running through your mind.
Okay, then. Thyroid. If your thyroid is normal, you don't have too many problems. If you're hypothyroid, it plays a major trick on your brain, right? It's like putting a tourniquet on your finger, not supplying enough blood supply to your finger. Eventually, your finger is starved of blood and things start to happen. Just think of that as your brain. If you're hypothyroid, you are in emergency mode the whole time. It only supplies blood to keep the core of your body warm. In other words, that's why your hands go cold, tip of your nose goes cold, feet go cold, and you suffer from all these other symptoms, including brain. So if you restrict the flow of blood to all the non-essential parts, then the outer portions of your brain are not going to get enough blood supply. And that's why you are suffering from poorer memory, depressed, mood changes, slower thinking, difficulty with math, and of course you have unsteady gait. That means you bump into things, and of course a little bit of tremor. If that goes on and on and on for years, Olivia, it can really, really affect your brain. So if it goes on day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, and you're not getting treated, you have the symptoms, but you're not getting treated, then you've got to look at some of the major effects on the brain. So let's just look at it. The list is too long to go through, but just look at just a few on the list. Yeah. Right. The first one is incoordination. Right. Nerve conductors. Your neurotransmitters slow down. You have ringing in your ears. You have memory loss. Right. You have depression, schizophrenia, psychosis, bipolar. I mean, these are all major diseases that are caused by not having a fully functional thyroid. It goes on and on and on until you have starved the brains for so many years. You end up with you double your risk of getting Alzheimer's. You get the shaking disorders, but that's just a few of how it affects your brain. So it does have a major impact on your brain function. I mean, if you're depressed, right? And I think, Olivia, you told me that one stage you have during certain periods of your life before I put in treatment, you were depressed, right? You're likely to get a Band-Aid. Instead of fixing the problem, you're likely to get a Band-Aid, right? And so fixing the problem is fixing the thyroid. The Band-Aid is an antidepressant. And I can go on and on and on. But that basically, in the time we've got, sort of sums up what it does to your mental health. It plays havoc with your mental health. By the way, you're not mentally ill. You just don't have enough hormones to function properly.
Yeah. And that's such a liberating thing, isn't it? I mean, we think about not being able to, say, control our thoughts and see this mental health as being this kind of omnipresent thing that comes over us, and it's not that case. We can actually, we can treat our thyroid and we can take back control of the thoughts that are going through our head. And, we can dictate that dialogue. We can dictate our health. We can dictate our lives. We can take the power back. So.
Yes.